Greetings to you. God bless every one of you. Brother Timothy. Quickly, I want to read to you Luke chapter 12, verse 16. Luke chapter 12, verse 16. It says, "And he spoke a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits." Verse 18. And he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. Verse 19. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, relax, eat, drink, and be merry. Verse 20. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? This is a question for us. So this was a rich man who was doing a legitimate business, but at the end of the day, he said to himself, "Say, wow, I've stored this thing. I use my wisdom to store all these things for many years, so I can now relax. My investment will be yielding money for me towards my days on earth." But God said, "Oh, you fool, your soul will be required of you." Beloved, it is only this moment that we have. What if tomorrow never comes? What are you going to tell God? If God, who is the owner of life, decide to take your life this very moment, what are you going to tell him you have done with your life? All those wealth you have acquired, all those people you have cheated, people you have embezzled their money, all those things all those wealth you have acquired through corruption, who are you going to leave them for? Jesus said that we should not make our treasures be heavenly treasures. He said, be earthly treasures where thief can come into it and steal them. Or maybe a storm can come and wash away. We've seen where storms come and destroy people's houses and so many things. We've heard of Hurricane Katrina and all those stuff. But he said that let our treasure be heavenly treasure where thief cannot come. What you have done for God, your goodness, your kindness, your faithfulness to God, your preaching the gospel, those are treasures that no man can take from you. Beloved, what am I trying to tell us? What I'm trying to tell us today is that only tomorrow is in God's hands, it's not in your hands. So what you are doing today with your life will determine what God is going to do to you, give to you when you leave this world. There's a story in the Bible about somebody who was a lovely person, Jonathan. Jonathan, in the book of First Samuel, chapter 23, verse 17 and 18. First Samuel, chapter 23, verse 17 and 18. It says, "And he said unto him, Fear not, for the hand of Saul my father shall not find thee, and thou shalt be king over Israel, and I shall be next unto thee. And also Saul my father knoweth." And those two made the covenant before the Lord, and David abode in the wood, and Jonathan went to his house. This was a very good man, Jonathan. He told told David, he said, "Do not be afraid." He said, "You are going to be king, and I'm going to be next to you." Little did he know that he will not live to see David become king over Israel. This was somebody David loved. Definitely, if he had been alive, he would have been next to David. Unfortunately, he never lived to see David become king. Beloved, today is in your hands. Tomorrow, you don't know. Mind the way you treat people, mind the way you talk, forgive people, preach the gospel, talk to people about Jesus Christ. Whatever thing God has blessed you with, remember people, give to them, tell them about the goodness of God. The scripture made us to understand in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. It says, "For we shall all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that every man will receive the things done in the body according to that which he has done, whether it be good or bad." You only have this moment. Once you die, it is what you have done with your life that you are going to stand before God, and God is going to judge you, whether it be good, whether it be bad. So as long as you are listening to this message, you have an opportunity to repent and amend your ways before God, because we don't know when the owner of life is going to receive it from us. See what God told, according to the parable that Jesus told his disciples. He said, "You fool, your soul will be required of you tonight." You know, one of the ways that God is greater than man is that man does not know when he's going to die. Man does not know. So the Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10, it says we are going to stand before the judgment seat of God. And everything that we have done with our body, we are going to give account of it. Are you the type that don't want to forgive? Are you the fornicator? Are you the adulterer? Are you the liar? Are you the one that exhibits anger? Are you the type you are into all sort of bad business? You cheat people. You're a 419. I want you to understand that when you leave this world, God will ask of you all these things that you have done, and you will pay. Are you the one that is using church money for your own personal business? Are you the type that is causing confusion among brethren? Are you the type that is cheating others because you want to acquire wealth? Beloved, I want you to understand that tomorrow is not in your hands. The next minute is not in your hands, it's in God's hands. It is God that has given you this life, and the life He gave to you is for you to serve Him. He said this is the whole duty of men, that we should fear God and obey His commandment. That was why He created you. So I'm telling you today that we shall all be accountable to God when we live this life. And God is going to ask you what you have done with your life. Only this moment is in your hand. The next moment is in God's hands. May the Lord help you. May the Lord give you the grace to reconsider your ways and turn back to Him. If you die today, you will go with that anger and God will ask you. If you die today, you will go with that unforgiveness and God will ask you. But mind you, I'm preaching to you today. God is sending me to you today that at our time on earth is short. Let us always be faithful to God, and let us always be ready in case death comes knocking at the door and we cannot help ourselves. What is God going to meet on your hand? Is it your goodness, or is it the evil ways that you have been, the evil that you have been doing, or the way you have treated people? Mind you, everybody that God created, He gave us the command that we should treat everybody with love and compassion. But if that day comes and you are found wanting, beloved, there is no other remedy for sin. Jesus Christ has paid the price for you. He has paid the price for you and for me by shedding His blood on the cross of Calvary. So if we love Him, we have to serve Him in spirit and in truth. Beloved, I want to say it once again. Only this moment is yours. The next moment you don't know. So all those things you're acquiring for yourself and your great-grandchildren, why don't you use it to start helping people today? Having said that, it doesn't mean that you should not plan for the future. But what God is saying, that we should have this consciousness that we are created to serve God, and not to serve our wealth, but to serve the living God. May God give you the grace to fear Him, to honor Him, and to live ready for rapture. God bless you. Bye-bye.